we don't look at that a lot until something happens. We've seen it when one of our favorite athletes has a relative that dies, and we think, wow, this person's human, and
get reminded.
It's something we shouldn't be reminded of. And I think the same can be said for, guys who are in our business. I mean, our job every day, at least I look at it, is to go out and to have fun and to entertain people. And, you guys are entertaining people for 2 hours a day. And, sometimes it's hard because you guys are human. And so it's difficult for how many days you do it when you don't feel well or you're not up to it, but you still go and you push through it. And then when these things happen, it's real life. It's real stuff. It's bigger than sports. I mean, sports is important to us. Of course it is. It's part of our life. It's what we do. But when things like this happen, it definitely takes a back seat and makes it very difficult.
I can't, and the thing is too that, we will talk about the playoffs and stuff. But as you go through it, do you talk to your kids are, basically same age as my kids, same age as Anthony's son. Do you talk to them about it? Do you just gotta? Because I'm baffled, and I'm happy to let them live in a world where they don't really think about this stuff as much as I can possibly help it.
I'm with you on that, but and my son, being in kindergarten, it's not something they're talking about in class. But when you have a fourth grader who's 10 years old,
yep,
somebody from their class knows what's going on. Somebody saw it on TV. Somebody saw it on Twitter.
Yep.
So it was talked about in class. So picking her up yesterday, I had to have a discussion with her yesterday about it. And she was talking about it, and she was sad about it. And, it's a discussion you hate to have because as you were talking about in the last segment, I mean, as a parent, you're kind of you're the protector of these young children. And when you don't have an answer or you feel powerless, and and your daughter says, well, I'm scared that could happen to me someday, and it's terrifying as a parent to not be able to say, oh, that will never happen.
Yeah, exactly. You can, all you can tell them is, I hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't.
But to try and ease them into knowing that it's okay to go to school. I mean, it's a very hard line to cross. I remember it was a few years ago. So I guess a few years ago, she's in first grade, maybe it was second grade. It was before COVID. And at her school, they had a lockdown because there was a police chase in the area. And apparently when there's a police chase that looks like it could be heading towards a school, they notify the school and they lock down the school. Because, you don't know how this police chase is going to end.
Yeah, the guy might get out of the car.
You have no idea what the ultimate end game is going to be. But it was heading towards her school, and it was during pickup, and I went to pick her up, and the teachers were outside yelling, get in the school, get in the school, get in this office. And I get in this office, and it's all the teachers and all the kids are huddled under tables. And we're all huddled down. And I'm just, there were three things that surprised me. One, how amazingly calm the teachers were. The second thing that amazed me was how incredibly calm the children were. I was terrified. And even though I knew kind of what was going on, just to see this and to feel that was terrifying. And thinking about, what if this was something bigger? What if this was something else? What if this was a shooter in the building? And then the thing that surprised me the most was they practiced this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They drilled this. And it's amazing to me, when we were all kids, we had fire drills, and depending where you lived, maybe you had tornado drills. But to think that this is something we have to do in school, is to drill with this, and to have threat assessment is just, it's so, it's terrifying as a parent to think about. Just terrifying. I mean, you always hear about people who are married to cops and how terrifying it is every day to say goodbye, because you don't know what they're going to go through that day, and you don't know, if they'll come home. It's terrifying to think you have to feel that way about your children.
Yeah, because your kids didn't sign up. You're a cop. That's what you signed up for. You. It's sad.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's difficult, but that's the job, and you're getting paid for it, and you that's the deal. When you're a kid, you're just a kid, man. You're
it's
just
the
a kid.
point where it's not just school either. I mean, churches,
Yep.
grocery stores, movie theaters. I mean, we've seen it, and it's nightclubs. It's been every time it happens, it's just such a sick part of reality, and then we sit here and grasp for answers, and we hope that something from the powers that be can be done, and then we eventually move on to the next one. And it's at some point it's got to stop, and there has to be action, has to be that can appease everybody, because the masses right now are pissed, and the masses right now are in anguish and devastation, the masses of this country, and asking for some sort of change. There's got to be change that appeases the masses of this country. Has to be.
Yeah, for sure. Just transition over to what we're seeing on the basketball court. Yesterday, we saw Boston get up 3-2 on Miami. It just kind of looks like Miami's, kind of done for. The injuries are kind of playing their toll. Boston now takes a 3-2 lead. Do you see any possibility that Miami can find a way to win 2 games straight? Is it just a formality before Boston wraps up this series?
I feel like it's a formality. I think you're right. The injuries are just they've been devastating, and I mean, even guys who aren't injured right now. I think Kyle Lowry's been awful in this series.
Really bad. Really bad.
Yeah, really bad on both sides, and I think that that's huge. So he certainly isn't healthy, but when Victor Oladipo's out there and he's your best player right now, you're in trouble. That's not good, and they're banged up, and I think it's shown over the last couple of games for sure. It's been such a weird series, but right now, Boston just looks like the more capable team of having the blowout win than Miami does, because that's where the series is going.
Yeah. Now, when do you start your legendary? And folks need to know this is legendary. I would never, ever make fun of this or make light of this. Rob Fisher's draft preparation. I mean, top notch. When do you start? When do you start scouring the tapes?
What day's the draft? It's coming, right?
It's coming up pretty soon. Yeah. You might want to. I don't know. Just
you got less than a month, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in a little less than a month, Peter, I'll call you. My wife asked me today. She said, "Is there anybody good in this draft?" I said, "I don't know." I was like, "I'm sure there are. There will be guys who will play in the rookie game next year. There will be guys who will be a rookie of the year, and guys who will be all-stars down the line. I couldn't tell you who. I don't know."
It's one of the traditions.
So
one of my favorite traditions is getting that. About one, well, I don't know what we're going to do this year because we're going to be on the air, so it might be tricky. Maybe we'll do it on the air this year, Fish, because it'll.
Maybe
because draft's Thursday, right? It's a Thursday. I believe it's.
I
want to say it's a month. I think it's a month away.
Yeah, it's about a month away.
Yeah. So yeah,
I could come on and interview you. That might work best, because the 2 worst days are the day I get the phone call and say, "Hey, Fish, we're doing a draft show." The night of the draft in front of all the fans. So you're going to host. And then I'm like, oh, hell. And then I immediately, that's when I call Peter and say, tell me what to say.
Yeah. That's what we do. I got to, I always look forward to it every time, to be honest with you. That's what I do. I look forward to say, oh man, my buddy Rob Fisher's going to call me here soon. We're going to talk about the draft. And I'm just,
so basically whatever Peter says after the draft, that'll be my opinion as well.
Well, I'm very excited about it. And, I think it's going to be fantastic. Let me ask you this. Do you think, could you foresee a scenario where, the Grizzlies, because I mean, I think we've talked about the core and John Morant, second team All NBA. Jaren Jackson Jr., first team all defense. I mean, you got Desmond Bain got a third place vote for all NBA, which was wild. From Frank Isola of all people. I don't know. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But you got a really good young core here. Do you envision them moving up in the draft, trying to find somebody to fill some of those roles that might be vacated by a departing Tyus Jones or a departing Kyle Anderson? Do you think is that the possibility, or is it something that's going to have to come from within and guys like Zaire Williams or D'Anthony Melton taking a bigger role on?
Well, I think what I envision from the Grizzlies draft is they're not going to have 3 rookies.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're going to be moved. Now, if that's to move up or if that's to move to get another player, that waits to be seen. But I think they'll use the draft to acquire talent to make themselves better. Whether that's moving up to get themselves a guy that they feel can be a rotational guy in the draft, or it's whether to move picks to acquire, and maybe even along with a player to acquire another player. I think draft night will bring an impact player for this team. I just don't know if it'll be a draft pick or another player that's already in the league. But I'd be stunned if the Grizzlies took 3 picks in this draft.
Yeah, and we talked about this. I think, and John Hollinger, formerly of the Grizzlies, was at in Chicago, and kind of discussed the idea that maybe the Grizzlies move up. You saw them do it last year in that larger Jonas Valanciunas deal, but you go up to 10 to get Zaire Williams. I think the idea of taking 22, 29 and a player, or 22, 29 and maybe that Warriors pick, I think you could move up into the top 10 area to maybe find that one, if you really like some of these guys, to make that one impact guy. I think that to me seems more logical where the Grizzlies are in their development than, 2 late firsts who might, either be kind of the finished product, but maybe not that great, or guys that are real, projects several years down the line.
Well, and I think you look at the Grizzlies roster right now, and you already have guys who are projects down the line. Santi will be on your team. Killian will be on your team. John Konchar's on your team. Terrell Terry is one of your two-way guys. Yves Pons, one of your two-way guys. Now they can be interchangeable with other guys. But, that's already, you're talking out of, 17? You're talking 5?
Mm-hmm.
And now to add 3 more, so 9 of your 17 are guys who might not make a big impact but might have a little bit of a role. That doesn't make good sense. That's just too many guys that are on the end of your bench. Frankly. And when you're a team that's looking to take that next step to a championship, this year's different from last year. And Jaren Jackson said it as much on his exit interview. Last year was taking a step to improve. But now where you've improved too, your next step is trying to take steps towards the championship. And having 9 guys on your team or 8 guys on your team that aren't factored into that just doesn't make sense.
No.
So that I again would be stunned if that happened. If it does happen, I think it would be to move other guys or other things are in place for later. That would be the only reason.
That would I think that you're dead on. You're dead on with that. Rob Fisher, thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks very much for the time and for the discussion. I wish it was, under better circumstances that we could have these kind of chats, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But always great to visit with you guys. Enjoy your day. Fight through this day tomorrow, and we'll get back on track. Everything, we always do. Obviously we want to get back on track, but don't want to forget.
Yeah, that's
and
exactly
don't
right.
want to be desensitized to what has happened. That is the key. I tweeted out pictures of every one of those children yesterday because seeing their faces is just even more impactful of realizing what has happened. So we can't forget, we can't get desensitized, but we certainly need to keep going and fight on with our lives and just be good people. That's what I ask. Everybody be better.
I agree. I hope so. We can all be better. All right, Fish, thanks.
Yep. All right, fellas. Thanks, man.
Rob Fisher joining us on the program. We'll come back and continue here in hour number 1 of Grind Time, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey Mid-South, this month buying a car is as easy as one and done. Call in here from DeSoto Auto Sales. Just visit one dealership, put just $1 down, and you're done. You could drive a nicer, newer car today. Even if buying a car has been hard in the past, we've got the one and done solution for every situation. Still owe on your current lease or loan? One and done. Payments too high? One and done. Nervous about past credit mishaps? One and done. Because my For the People credit approval process is the one to get it done. It's that easy. So ditch your old ride and drive a nicer, newer car for just $1 down. Only at my one and done sale. I'm Colin, and I'm your dealer for the people. See all the cars online at DeSotoAutoSales.com. That's DeSotoAutoSales.com.
Credit and $1 down require bank approval. Negative equity may be refinanced. Offer absolutely expires on May 31st, 2022.
Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company, we have it all. From handmade Amish leather belts, fine and casual clothing, boots, casual boots, work boots, fancy boots, and even safety-toed boots. Lots of cowboy hats to choose from, even Nebo lights, Orco hard coolers, good-looking duck head dress shirts, duck head caps, shorts, and pants. Tons of jeans from Ariat, Wrangler, Devil Dog, and Kimes Ranch jeans. At Hewlett & Dunn, we have a great selection of Old South t-shirts and caps. Fine clothing from dress to casual to Sunday best. Enjoy choosing from UFO's orthopedic-approved shoes. Hewlett & Dunn Boot and Clothing Company. Boots of every size, every color, every skin. Great quality Western, work, and safety toe boots. Hewlett & Dunn Boots and Clothing Company. 111 North Center Street, Collierville. Hewlett & Dunn. Hewlett & Dunn, serving you and your family since 1961.
Say there was a place, the perfect place for everything you need for tailgates and patios. Grills and chairs, charcoal and coolers. Everything to make a great game or a great day. That perfect place wouldn't be a warehouse. It's East Memphis Ace Hardware. Locally owned and operated at Quince and White Station, East Memphis Ace Hardware is where you'll find Benjamin Moore paints, local plants from local growers, and Black & Decker tools. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their tailgates. Welcome to East Memphis Ace Hardware, the home convenience store.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
Gabe, you okay?
I had a really big lunch.
What'd you have?
Central Barbecue.
I can't go wrong with that. What'd you have?
Central Barbecue.
I got that. What did you have at Central Barbecue?
Central Barbecue.
What, you mean you had everything?
Yep, started yesterday when they opened. Ribs, pulled pork, bologna sandwich.
You had everything?
I figured since I'm doing their ads now, I should taste everything.
Desserts, sausage and cheese plate?
Everything, even the portobello mushroom sandwich.
Very impressive. What'd you think?
Everything was really good. I may have to do it again to be sure.
You are a true professional.
Are you ready for the Take It On sales event at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike? Take on high gas prices with 41 MPG Highway in your new 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage G4, $259 a month, or buy for $17,885. Looking for the perfect road trip ride? Take on 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport, $359 a month, or buy for $25,285. Plus, award-winning redesigned 2022 Outlander, Seat 7, $369 a month, or $29,005. And get with the stellar 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 72 months at 3.9. Outlander NZO 68336. MSRP 29505. Sport NU 009708. MSRP 26035. G4 NHFO 5848. MSRP 18385. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Now, back to Grind Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Yeah.
My drop is limitless. You won't compare to this. I have been chiseled from granite and given a shot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
You are the enemy.
Yeah.
Standing in front of me.
Yeah.
Now watch what I do when the train coming
Yeah.
through your position is fantasy.
Yeah.
Who's this?
Keith Lee. Keith Lee, yeah.
Good. I like Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there's nothing wrong with a good old Keith Lee situation. Guy's got a, big dude, very interesting personality.
Mm-hmm.
He's an interesting dude right there. Shout out to former Formula One chief Bernie Ecclestone, who's had a lot of legal issues in his run. He had another one. Was arrested in Brazil late yesterday for illegally carrying a gun while boarding a private plane to Switzerland. How about that for a statement? Illegally carrying a gun while boarding a private plane to Switzerland. He said he was unaware that gun was in his luggage at the time, and he paid bail and was freed to travel. The reason I bring this up is not because, it was a small silver-colored pistol, and there was no ammo in it. But I bring this up because this man is 91 years old. This is a 91-year-old man is out here with a gun and in trying to get on a private plane to Switzerland, get out of Brazil late on a what? 91.
Yeah, that's wild.
What on earth, man? So I'm just saying, man. I hope if I'm fortunate enough to get to 91, that I'm still not only apparently in your right mind, but lucid enough to worry about carrying a gun on my private plane heading to Switzerland.
Right.
Man, somebody write a story about this. Somebody put a movie about this ancient elderly gentleman out here just
like he
wilding out, living like an influencer, a mogul, like a music mogul. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm flying in my private plane. I got busted with my gun, and what's happening, man? This is a real life. This is a real life song. This man's got bars. His life is bars.
I'm a little jealous. I got a bit.
91 years old, man. Wow, dude. Come on, bro.
Twice our age.
Man. That's usually Zach's women's age right there.
Yeah, man.
Nice.
Forget all about this. Between you and Darian, man.
Oh, man.
No, Darian got that, man.
No, it's you.
No, Darian definitely have that title. He has that title. He owns it.
You're not wrong. Both of you guys actually are right there in the mix on both. Who could possibly say who's more of a freak between the two of you guys?
Freak nasty.
I really have no idea, honestly. All right, hour number 2 on the way. We're gonna talk to Dustin Starr when we come back. Speaking of Keith Lee and wrestling and all that, plenty of wrestling news to get to. We'll come back and we'll talk about it with him when we return. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5.
Juicy Seafood in South Haven at 775 Goodman is your next destination. Incredible seafood and a great bar as well. Happy hour daily from 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. Great beer specials. Buy 2, get 1 free. A bucket special of beers is just $18. Happy hour cocktails Monday through Thursday, 2 to 6 p.m. Buy 1, get 1 half off all liquor. Wine specials daily from 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. $4 and up. The feeling as you walk in is fun. It's like being on a cruise ship without the water. It's great for the whole family. Nice and intimate with real hand staff and great service. So if you're looking for some great fresh Gulf seafood, they got it at Juicy Seafood in South Haven. Great for guys and gals night out to watch the game or that overdue date night. Great shrimp and oysters from the Gulf, Alaskan crab legs, fresh lobster, awesome signature dishes like Mississippi farm-raised catfish, and seafood bread made from scratch topped with crab and shrimp and cheese. For the kids, you got chicken tenders and fried shrimp, so you can't go wrong. Bring your seafood appetite to Juicy Seafood at 775 Goodman in South Haven. Acura of Memphis invites you to experience the all-new, completely redesigned 2022 Acura MDX. It's the most advanced SUV Acura has ever built. Experience the convenience of full connectivity, including built-in Alexa, Wi-Fi hotspot, and wireless charging, from the stunning interior complete with third-row seating. Stop by our state-of-the-art facility and take advantage of our aggressive APR offers today at Ridgeway and 385. Or shop online from the convenience of home now. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Swerving, speeding, and reckless driving can leave you in your own dust. Drag racing has its consequences. You can lose your driving privileges, your vehicle, face jail time, or even lose or take a life. So slow down, Memphis. The life you save may be your own. Brought to you by the Memphis Police Department, Traffic Operations.
It's time to vacation at home with Family Leisure. That's right. Enjoy a vacation in your own backyard with a little help from Family Leisure. Like play gyms and trampolines, they're now $500 off. And those trampolines, by the way, they've got that mesh on the side, so trampolines are now safe and you'll be the hit of the neighborhood. They've got hot tubs in stock and ready to go, and you can get up to $1,000 off when you pick them up. All kinds of do-it-yourself pool specials, like savings of up to $1,500 on all in-stock pools when you pick it up and install them yourself. And if you're looking for patio furniture, then stop on in, because they have tons in stock and they're ready for you to pick up. So get ready for that vacation at home with the help from Family Leisure. Family Leisure's Vacation at Home sale. It's happening right now at Witten Road and I-40, where family and fun truly do come together.
The NBA playoffs is the world's greatest celebration of basketball. Hennessy champions the moves players are making on and off the court, because true greatness is making a long-term impact on your community. Make moves that start movements. Hennessy, the spirit of the NBA. Please enjoy Hennessy responsibly.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah.
Now, back to Grind Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
We gon' make them feel the rush. We gon' make them feel it. Rush. Yeah, we gon' make them feel the rush.
Good God! What's the mix? What happened to the mix?
Zach cranking that joint up.
Man,
he must think you gotta wake us up like Greg and Eli in the morning, man. You gotta crank it up a little bit.
That's it's different. It's different, man. We're not. It's not morning. Come on, man. We're doing our best out here. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right. We've got hour number 2. We're going to talk Western Conference Finals, Game 5. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened last night in the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll talk a little college football, all of that still to come. But as we do around this time every Thursday, joining us now is our pal Dustin Starr. Of course, you know Dustin from his MC work throughout all the various arenas in town. You've seen him in Championship Wrestling from Memphis, 5-star. You've watched him wrestle a time or two. You've been to the bodybuilding championships where he's Mr. Tennessee. You've seen him on CW30, unless you're Anthony, in which case you saw him on what you thought was UPN 30.
Yeah. Had no clue he even worked for the company.
Didn't know what you're watching.
Oh, God.
So everybody else, though, knows what they're dealing with. Good afternoon, Dustin. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Man, I am all kinds of fired up because big show coming up this weekend on Sunday, awesome TV show on Saturday, and tonight, Redbirds baseball tonight. So Throwback Thursday, I'm going to be out at the ballpark. We had a couple of day games this week. A lot of fun, lots of kids out celebrating, the last couple of days of school here around the Memphis area. So, yeah, pretty busy, but having a good time. What about you guys?
Having a good time,
Good,
man.
man.
That's what it's all about. What's happening this weekend for you?
This weekend, so on Sunday is our next live TV taping, and we've got Buff the Stuff Bagwell coming into town, and there's always some sort of controversy or something going on with Buff. I was talking to him earlier, and I think he got kicked out of Dallas Page's accountability house or something.
Come on now.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll get the story on Sunday. So he'll be there Sunday. MLW's monster, Mads Kruger. He's a big 7-foot guy with a mask. He is awesome. He'll be there. And then Outlandish Zicky Dice will be there. The story here, though, for me, is that Mike Anthony, who's one of the biggest, baddest dudes we have, apparently Buff Bagwell wants to go face-to-face with him. He has, and Buff's not in any physical condition to compete with his leg, still going through rehab, had surgery and all that, but apparently he has something to say face-to-face with Mike Anthony. So we'll see what that's all about on Sunday, and looks like we're going to have a packed house. So if you guys want some early tickets, you can save $5. So championshipwrestlingmemphis.com, you use the code word EARLY. I mean, general admission's $10. If you put in the code, you get in for $5. Doesn't get any better than that. So
I mean, you can't possibly beat that, and there is absolutely 100% not a bad seat in the house. It's a very intimate arena, which is great. Harkens back to the old school, that's kind of what it's all about. You see, go.
AEW, AEW Double or Nothing is this weekend too. So we had a real big Dynamite last night, and I know Rampage is going to be off the chain. They got another Owen Hart, I guess, semifinal match, whatnot. So the AEW Double or Nothing is loaded. So after our TV taping, bell time there is 1:45, 12:30 VIP. So once the bell rings and the matches are finished, we're all going to Dave & Buster's to watch the pay-per-view for free. And I know by then I'm going to need some of those Memorial Day weekend beverages, if you will.
If you will.
It's going to be a madhouse. Oh, yeah.
By the way, for those that are going to watch tomorrow's edition of AEW Rampage, the one last show before Double or Nothing, it's going to start at 5:30 Central Time because of the NHL playoffs. So it will start a little bit early. Just FYI, make sure you adjust your schedule or your DVR, whatever it is that you need to do, adjust that accordingly, just so you know. Speaking of Double or Nothing, as you said, it is going to be Double or Nothing this weekend, and you guys are going to take that classic Caravan or possibly the Dustin Star minivan straight from. Hey, I love a minivan. Don't knock it.
I got 3 kids now. I might as well have a minivan.
I don't know why
right?
you wouldn't. I don't know why you wouldn't, frankly. But you're going to head over to Dave & Buster's for Double or Nothing, a show that, once again, is absolutely loaded up. What are you most looking forward to? We'll go up and down the card a little bit here in a second. But before we do that, what are you most looking forward to about the event?
Typically, I would tell you the Hardys versus the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that they didn't really build that up. I think they just think that the diehard fans have been wanting it so long that they didn't even really have to. I didn't see a huge build for it, I guess is what I'm saying. But after the promo that Hangman Adam Page cut last night on CM Punk saying that he needs to save AEW from Punk, I thought that was awesome. Because you have another former WWE guy coming in, getting all the glory, the matches, the wins, the spotlight, and everything's always about Punk. But, Adam Page stepped up and he was like, hey, I need to save this company from you. And he's one of the originals. So this is going to be, this is a toss-up for me. I can totally see him going all in on CM Punk just with the popularity and everything. But, man, if Hangman Adam Page is your homegrown guy, do you beat him? because I don't feel like he's had that long of a title run. Of course, he beat Adam Cole, but I never really saw. Just in my perception, I don't think that Adam Cole was quite ready to be the AEW World Champion. There's a lot of people that disagree with me. Same thing with Punk. You know, obviously he has all the credentials to be the champion and should be the champion, but I don't know that he gets it right now. I hope that Hangman hangs on. But so that's the one I'm most intrigued with, simply because I don't really know what they're going to do.
Have you? I saw that Money in the Bank is being moved. They're moving the location of it. Do you know why? And what do you think the effects of that will be? I saw they're having to refund people their tickets back and things like that. Do you know more information about that?
I haven't even heard. I've been doing podcasts this morning and doing a lot of running around and stuff, so I have not heard the story on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the first time Money in the Bank was going to be in a stadium, so did they move it to another stadium or smaller venue?
Could this be a WrestleMania 7 when they were going to put it at the LA Coliseum and then they couldn't sell the tickets and they said, "Oh, we were concerned about security, so we moved it to a smaller venue."
That might be the thing because it was. I know that place holds 16,000. They've only sold. It sold 65. It holds 65,000, and right now they've only sold 16,833 tickets. So it looks like it is because with the event coming up pretty soon, the numbers aren't looking like they want to look. So it might be a little double.
I know there's
situation.
A lot of WWE haters will love that. You know, they'll say, "Hey, see, I told you." I mean, I just feel like if you continuously run stadiums, eventually something's not going to hit, and maybe Money in the Bank isn't quite that stadium show just yet. You know, I'm a big fan of Money in the Bank, and I think that I do think it's a big deal because typically when you see a Money in the Bank winner, you know, what is it, 9 times out of 10 or what? I don't know what the stats are, but it's very high that whoever gets the briefcase will be the world champion at some point. So, yeah, it might be just one of those things that, you know, SummerSlam and WrestleMania go into a stadium and maybe not quite Money in the Bank. Like, I don't even know if Survivor Series, that's always been pegged as one of the big pay-per-views of the year, I don't even know if that one goes into a stadium. You know what I mean?
Well, we talked about it before. That there was something that Nick Khan, WWE's financial chief, was talking about a lot and was saying, you know, that he wanted all of these shows to be stadium shows, that he wanted to
of course,
expand out more stadium, do 8 or so a year, which is fine if you can sell it out. But again, I agree with you that the you know, some of the fun of a stadium show is the uniqueness of it, and is the sort of the like it's a special kind of event. It's if you do it every month or every other month, it ain't special, and you're not going to be able to sell. Like, I know the event even over in Cardiff, the Clash at the Castle or something like that, they're really struggling, and they tried. Their ticket sales were pretty low, and a lot of it was because of the fact their ticket prices were insane. You know, trying to get people to like just nutso ticket prices. So I don't know. I got to walk a fine line, man, because you know, the uniqueness of a stadium show is awesome. WrestleMania is amazing. It's going to be sold out, you know, every year, no matter who's on the card, because it's WrestleMania. Beyond that, and SummerSlam probably, but beyond that, man, you got to actually sell these things, and I think it's a harder sell.
Yeah, they WWE might have the confidence at this point to where, like, hey, an NFL team can sell, you know, 60, 70, 80,000 tickets. College football teams sell that many multiple times a year. Why can't we do it? You know, that type of thing. That might be the mentality, is we're just as big as they are. But, yeah, I mean, the stadium shows are supposed to be special. I like it when it's WrestleMania, and you have. I don't really like the 2 days. We've talked about that till we're blue in the face. But, you know, the stadium shows are big. But they're not that special if you do them all the time, you know, and then it comes to be expected. So if you do run, let's say they run FedEx Forum, it's like, they only put 18,000 in there. Come on, man, that's still huge.
Yeah.
It just takes away the unique, special feel of it if they do it all the time. And when they first announced it, we were all kind of like, wow, all right, well, let's see. And then now word's coming out that Money in the Bank is having to be moved, maybe due to low ticket sales. So maybe that plan just didn't work out, but they are extremely confident, you know, regardless of what we read on Twitter and ratings and all that kind of stuff. I mean, they're extremely profitable. They're doing something right, you know, regardless. And I guess maybe they just missed on that one. But it does take away. It's not as special if you do it all the time.
going back to Double or Nothing, what do you make of the Owen Hart Cup final on the men's side between Samoa Joe and Adam Cole?
Man, that's a tough one because Samoa Joe is the Ring of Honor television champion.
Mm-hmm.
And Adam Cole is somebody that they obviously see, huge potential with, having him do the feuds and winning so much, but then having the feud for the world title. So it feels like that since Cole didn't win the world title, maybe he does win this cup. Is there like a title opportunity or something at the end of this, or is it just you get the cup and you've won it, kind of like King of the Ring?
I think it's just the cup. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you're talking about a specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the glory of the cup. Although I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think so too. So I kind of feel like that since Samoa Joe's Ring of Honor TV champion, he's probably going to go off to a different TV show at some point and do the Ring of Honor thing. If they get that, if they get a TV deal or have their own separate brand or however you want to word it. So that means that opens up for Adam Cole to win it. But then that means Adam Cole has to beat Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe is extremely strong right now. To pick up a victory over Samoa Joe would be really big right now. So if I had to guess and put money on it, which I typically don't, Maria would kill me, is I would say Adam Cole on this one because he doesn't have a title. And I think they need to keep him strong if they want to, keep him positioned. And then also, Kyle O'Reilly, Samoa Joe beat him in the main event last night. So Joe's just going through everybody at this point. So it'd be a big victory for Adam Cole, but then you got to beat Samoa Joe to do it.
I've been surprised. Well, I don't know. The Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, as longstanding AEW World Tag Team Champions, I've been delightfully surprised by them. And you wouldn't necessarily have thought at the time it just kind of was an interesting pairing, but they have really gotten over big. They have great tag team chemistry. They have that classic, mix that I really like. My favorite types of teams have that big, small kind of combination where you got the power guy and you have the bump taker and the Ricky Morton of the group who's in there getting slammed, and you have the guy that can come in and powerfully take over. It's another three-way between Team Taz, that's Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, and then Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Do they keep the title? They've kind of done the Roman Reigns thing a little bit with them, where they've really kept them pretty high on top against some pretty tough opponents. Do they do that again?
I hope they do. I really like it. I don't know that they've fully run their course. I mean, they've had a couple of storylines here and there, but nothing with a lot of depth to it. I love Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. I think those are two of the best guys. And Team Taz, of course, they're good. And then on the other side, who else did you say was in it?
Lee and Strickland.
Yes. Now, Lee and Strickland, they're really pushing. Swerve, I think the people really like him. I don't know if Keith Lee has done exactly what AEW thought that he would do at this point. And that might just be me because I'm a different flavor of ice cream kind of guy. But just, looking at it on television, I don't know. It's almost like they kind of threw that team together a little bit,
Mm-hmm. It is a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And and talking about tag teams, I thought Naomi and Sasha at first were kind of thrown together as a tag team and found some success. Hey, we don't have very many plans for Keith Lee, or we don't really know what to do with him and Swerve. Let's put them together and make a tag team out of it. And usually that ends up those guys wrestling against each other or something. But I don't know, man. It looks like they're really trying to do something with those guys. So if one of those teams was going to walk away as the new champs, I would think it would be them, Swerve and Keith Lee. But again, I think Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, I don't even think they've scratched the surface. Like, I think Luchasaurus is going to be extremely popular with merch, masks, and gosh, I think they could do even more with those guys. And the Christian thing being with them, I'm waiting to see what happens with that, because it's kind of like just a three-way pairing, with Marco being gone. So, there's a lot of guys that feel like they're just kind of in limbo. They have such a loaded roster and only so many minutes of television that they can put these guys on, and girls. I mean, Thunder Rosa hadn't defended the women's championship since she won it. But when she came out on Dynamite last night and the red cowboy hat, I was loving that, man. The fans just love her to death. So there's the stories with AEW. It's one of those things. They're just so loaded right now. And I guess it's good because it's got us talking about it, wondering what's going to happen,
Well, I think the booking is good from that end because I do think they've given themselves a lot of different options based on how they want to go that are plausible. I think you when you get to this level, and you get to a pay-per-view, their pay-per-views are not as prevalent as WWE pay-per-views, so there's a little more at stake. You want there to be the intrigue from the booking standpoint. You want it to be I could see them doing it one way, but I could also see it the other way. That's a much more interesting way to go. So I think they deserve credit for the way they've handled it. It hasn't been necessarily absolutely perfect in every way, but I think they've put themselves in a position to have a good show here. And I think they continue to rise up and do their thing.
Yeah, there's no way to book anything absolutely perfectly. I mean, look at all the guys. One of the guys that's not we haven't even mentioned was Lance Archer. When he comes to Memphis, he's absolutely one of the biggest draws that we've had. Him and Gun Show wrestle on TV on Saturday for the Memphis Heritage Championship. But he's another guy. The last time we saw him, he lost to Dustin Rhodes, but then attacked him and put him through a table and got him bleeding and all that stuff. And then it just that was kind of it. I mean, they just have so many guys that some of the stories, they kind of start and stop or whatever. It's loaded, man. They have one of the, I'm thinking of WWE's roster. If you go back to the Attitude Era, it was just incredible. That OVW class with Orton, Brock Lesnar, Cena, and all those guys together. Oh, man. Look at all the stars. Look at all the T-shirt salesmen that that AEW has.
It's absolutely crazy. How long have you guys been running now Championship Wrestling for Memphis, and then how long have you been in the Wrestle Center?
We have been in the Wrestle Center for exactly a year. We started May of last year. We started TV in Memphis. We flipped to be 100% local in February of was it last year? No, we've been going a year. Yeah,
you tell me.
It was last year.
I think it was last year. But you
yeah, look, man, I've been dropped on my head a lot of times in my day. But yeah, so it's February, and then May we moved into the Wrestle Center, and that was that was like, you have an intuition sometimes of something going to happen, and I felt like after the first taping or first two tapings at the event center that we was at, it was like, man, we got to have something permanent because, the banquet hall that we were in was for weddings. We were just going to beat it up, and they weren't going to want us back, even though it was a really good event. It's just wrestling is putting in the ring and all the guys and girls that wrestle and chairs and all that stuff. So we knew we had to have a place and immediately started looking. And and it ended up being May where we premiered at the Wrestle Center.
So
pretty cool.
In the year since, what have you learned? How would you kind of assess where things are based on kind of what you expected?
I expected more people to want to see the classic Memphis wrestling guys. Mm-hmm. I expected that people would pay their hard-earned money to come out and see them. And I'm talking, the classic guys that go around nowadays. I mean, whether it's Dundees and Lawlers and Dave Browns and Jerry Jarrett's and all that kind of stuff. And we did book, Dave and Jerry. And I don't want this to sound disrespectful at all, but those guys are not selling tickets right now in the Memphis area. And Lance Archer, when we booked him last year, that changed the game. Maybe not. It definitely changed the game in my head, and it gave me momentum, I feel like, because it was like, oh, that's what they want to see. Mm-hmm. And when our students come in, we had an 18-year-old that's number 4 in the state of Tennessee in high school wrestling. He signed up with his name is Tim. He signed up last night. And me and his dad was talking about the same thing. And I looked at Tim and I said, hey, Tim, do you know who Dave Brown is? And again, this is no disrespect to Dave. We love Dave. I'm just telling this because of his age. He said, no, I don't. Mm-hmm. And his dad, I looked at his dad and he goes, you're right. So the kids nowadays, 18, 17, 16, 15, the age demographic that needs to learn about our wrestling locally, they're not familiar with the classic Memphis wrestling guys. Mm-hmm. So it's a different ball game at this point. And so you hear people say, well, bring this guy back. Well, they're not selling tickets for us.
No. Short answer,
So,
no.
And I hate to tell you guys, but these guys they want to get paid, and they want to get paid a lot of money. And if you don't get the return on that investment, then it just comes out of the company. And if we keep doing that and giving out money without getting a return, we will go out of business.
It's
so when we booked
pretty
Archer
simple.
that first time, it was standing room only, and it was like, whoa, okay, this Memphis wrestling's got to be a little bit different. And so then that's when we started seeing, various different stars coming in. And, I still talk to the classic guys and still want to sprinkle them in. They're really good for TV. They're really good for the nostalgia of the Memphis wrestling that we're doing. But you're probably going to see more of the guys and girls that are on television currently than you'll see the other guys. So I've learned that first and foremost, because it was like, whoa, it was mind-blowing to me that, the classic guys weren't known. And I use, my son as an example. He's 14. My niece is 12. They don't know who those guys are. The only reason Brady does is because he goofs with them in the locker room,
That's
that's
true. And the thing is, we've talked about this before, and we talked about this with the with the Grizzlies, and I think it's true with the Grizzlies. Like, man, look, it's Zebo and TA and Mike and Mark are not the age of Lawler and Dave Brown and all that. No, these are not guys that are in their geriatric days. But by the same token, they are old school from the Grizzlies fan, and there's a new generation of Grizzly fans that is kind of learning. Okay, you know what? It doesn't have to be the core four. It doesn't have to be that kind of grind. It can be Ja Morant. It can be Desmond Bain. It can be Jaren Jackson Jr. and so on and so forth. I think it's kind of a similar sort of vibe where the Grizzlies are saying, "Look, man, I don't know that we have to lean on these guys anymore. Like, just no disrespect to those guys, none at all, because they are legends. It's just it's kids need something new, and that ain't getting them through the turnstiles the way it used to.
Yeah, man, we love them, but we're not going to put them in the starting lineup. It's the same thing.
Exactly
Same thing
right.
with wrestling. We love them, but we can't put them in the starting lineup. We can't put them in the ring. I say it kind of jokingly because it is, you suspend disbelief, but you can only do it so much when you've got one guy that's this age on one side and, Gun Show or Mike Anthony on the other side or whatever. I mean, you can only suspend disbelief a little bit. Another thing that I learned is, man, there is a lot of drama. If I thought there were drama in the wrestling business before when I was just wrestling, holy moly, there is so much drama as a, promoter that I guess I didn't realize how crucial it was. It's just, it's something every day. You constantly reshuffling the deck. And, I guess the best way to put it is if you see wrestlers or whatever on our program that just all of a sudden aren't on the show anymore, there's always a story. There is always a story. Now, do we come out and tell it all? No, typically not. But if somebody's not there anymore, there's always a story. So it's not always our fault either.
it's not always a story that you can tell, but
yeah, I'm gonna get in trouble, I think.
I mean, no, and I know it's hard for you sometimes as an old school fan yourself to kind of say, look, I can't, I gotta push back against these guys a little bit. I can't just say, hey, we're gonna keep booking these same guys all the time. You want to be respectful, but man, it's time to turn the page a little bit. So,
absolutely,
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. All right, everybody, check out again Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a lunchtime start. VIP, what, 12:45? VIP
12:30 to 1:30. Yep, VIP. Come hang out with Buff, Sticky Dice, Mads Kruger, all the stars of Memphis Wrestling will be there. We just announced last week too that we have our Women's Gauntlet for Gold 2 coming up on June 12th. That'll be our next television taping after the May 29th. And so the Women's Championship is vacant right now. Rebel Kell's coming back. We got a loaded lineup to where we will crown our next Memphis Wrestling Women's Champion. Also, a couple of other dates I want to mention is June 4th at Zoo Rendezvous. We'll be out there. It's an 80s theme. The first time Zoo Rendezvous has been back in 2 years. And they'll feature Memphis Wrestling out there. That's going to be a lot of fun. And we were at Dave & Buster's with a ring set up, packed house on a Sunday just a couple of Sundays ago. And we're going to be doing that again, you mentioned the stadium shows, and of course this is way smaller than a stadium show, but for us, our special stuff, we want the Dave & Buster's and the zoo and that stuff to be kind of really special for us in the Memphis area, all growing up here and frequenting the zoo with our family all these years. Or, Dave & Buster's has been so cool with the watch parties. So we'll be doing that again in October at Dave & Buster's. And so also stay tuned. There's some other really cool stuff that's going to come up that involves some of the other sports teams in Memphis. Really looking forward to it.
Looking forward
to Sunday's the next one.
Looking forward to that indeed. All right, man. Appreciate you. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. We'll see you next week, and we'll see you at bell time.
Yes, indeed. I can't wait to see what Buff is going to get up to.
Oh, gosh.
Might want to get the authorities ready. You never know.
I'm going to have to stand in between that, yeah.
That's right. Dustin Starr, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
He's our pal, Dustin Starr, joining us. We will continue. Hour number 2, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56.98.5.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
If you have damage to your home and have your insurance carrier involved, you need a great contractor. You also need a team that has seen claims of all shapes and sizes, residential or commercial. After our inspection, we'll share our findings and give you our professional opinion. Some people say you get what you pay for. However, our opinion is free. Trust the name you can depend on, like the tens of thousands of families Brian and I have served over the past 20 years here in the Mid-South. Brian Elder Roofing. We'll measure your roof from outer space and share our team's experience for your property and claim. Repaired roofs, replacement roofs, big roofs, tiny roofs, insurance roofs, flat roofs, TPO roofs, asphalt roofs, tile roofs, slate roofs, metal roofs. If your roof needs some love, call me. 901-867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing and Contracting.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Esquire magazine just declared this the era of the great steakhouse, and Memphis happens to boast one of the finest steakhouses in the country at 117 Prime. Perfect steaks cooked over seasoned hickory wood for the ultimate flavor. The experience doesn't stop with the great steaks. There's also the seafood towers. You heard that right, seafood towers with oysters, clams, lobster tails, tuna tartare, and crab claws. They're a stunning sight and a dining delight. Add in the sommelier curated wine list designed to complement the world-class steaks, and you have a meal to remember. You have 117 Prime.
I know it's technically still spring, but summertime has arrived over at Kohl's. I shopped their Hello Summer sale and got 40% off patio furniture, 50% off a few outdoor dining essentials, found a cute bikini top for under $20, and because I spent over $25, I got $10 off. Plus, I earned Kohl's Cash. So if you want more style, more savings, and more sunshine, you know where to go. Select styles, offers end May 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Mid-South Hobbies is passionate about your hobby. They have your favorite model airplanes, boats, race cars, and trains to build with brands you know like Traxxas, Lionel, and LGB. Mid-South Hobbies has all the accessories to make them complete and thousands of paint colors to make them shine. You can reach the sky with rockets and kites or reach deep into your imagination with action figures, comic book superheroes, and fantasy quest games. Get passionate about your hobby at Mid-South Hobbies, 4862 Summer Avenue.
The weather and the deals are heating up over at Gossett Kia Covington Pike, and we're ready to put you in a new ride today. Take your pick. 2022 Kia Forte LXS 39 MPG Highway, $219 a month, $27.99 due at signing. Or get 2022 Kia Soul LX, $219 a month, $29.99 due at signing, both 36-month lease. And third row seating with 2022 Kia Sorento LX, $315 a month, 36-month lease, $34.99 due at signing. Plus peace of mind with Kia's 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Come see Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 36-month leases. Forte NE 483,548. MSRP 21,435. Soul N 7833,273. MSRP 21,140. Sorento NG 1166,57. MSRP 31,290. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Kia. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/22. Dealer stock only. Warranties a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Now, back to Grind Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
You know, we started off the show talking about how, you know, had to go pick up Gabe from school and the stuff that happened at White Station and, you know, whatever. What happened at White Station High today. And I picked Gabe up from the elementary school just because it was just seeing White Station pop up on my phone took me to action, you know. So, and I was like, okay, crap, I don't have Gabe's laptop, so what am I going to do? I mean, I don't have his iPad, so what am I going to do? So when I came up here, I put him on I forgot where he got this computer in the break room again. So I put him on Mr. Beast, who was like Gabe's the guy. He's like the YouTube
Mr. Beast.
guy for these kids.
He's the YouTube guy.
Yeah, they love him. And man, what a surprise I get in the studio. My Mr. Beast of my generation, Joe Cool himself shows up in the studio. I get the autograph, Joe Cool. You can see it on the screen. If you're, how old would you have to be? Like 30?
I'd say you have to be late 30s.
Late 30s,
late 30s to early 40s.
Yeah, late 30s, early 40s.
He stayed there for 8 years, so somewhere in that neighborhood.
Yeah, so
Dennis Philippi, who of course, you know, voice of Central Barbecue.
Did not know that until last week.
You had no idea that it was.
I've been listening to him this whole time I've been
You had no idea. But that was great, and he brought
still look good too, man.
A legit autographed Joe Cool.
Yeah, good like me, man.
Look at the old logo, the
old ABC. No, I'm sorry, that ABC 24, the Fox 24.
Fox 24. Back in the day,
get with it, man.
Man, come on, it's.
You mad, Zach? You look a little mad over there.
No, I'm not aware of him.
Yeah, you need to know that.
You need to learn your history.
You're right.
You learn the history of what's really going on out here in these streets with the kids. This when kids programming was real,
man,
and good, not like this garbage they got now.
Influencers, weirdos, and get out of here. I don't have time.
We had our weirdos were during the commercials. You know, when you had all these people selling you stuff and all kinds of crazy. Yeah, that's now you got a whole different situation. Joe Cool was great show, fun kids. Shout out to Dennis, who's just doing his thing, man. Love it. Yeah, man. Fantastic. And I miss doing the CBQ spots with old Dennis.
Yeah, man. We always need to rectify that.
We always had a lot of fun with all that. Now, that being said, we mentioned is tonight it?
Yeah, I think Golden State closed the door.
Golden State.
Yeah.
And the Mavericks 8:00 tip off. Golden State 6.5-point favorite in the game, and up 3-1. Never happened where a team was up 3-0. And lost. Never happened. Won't happen this time, I'm sure. But that being said, is there any pathway at all? Is there anything that maybe they unlocked? Is it a possibility?
No.
Nothing.
You ain't winning no 4 straight, man. Team's too good.
It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah. Luka got too many sorry dudes on his team.
There are a lot.
Yeah, bunch of little sorry dudes out there for sure.
You know,
they were knocking some shots down the other night, but I'm not expecting them to do that again. So.
You say if they went to Wendy's, they'd show up with a little sorry dude on the receipt.
Little sorry dude.
little sorry dude is out here. I can't really argue with you on that, honestly. Yeah. Like it's as much as I just really was disappointed. It would be intriguing. I would love to see Dallas somehow find a way to do it, because then that would set up a real fun situation where they go back for Game 6, and maybe Dallas could win at home, and then might put a little extra pressure on. I'm definitely in favor of that. I hope that happens, but I'm not getting my hopes up at all. Dallas, Luka, we've already seen that Luka can play out of his mind, and it doesn't matter. There's still a long way for everybody else to go in order to accomplish what they need to. So I would say that's probably not going to happen. For the Mavericks in kind of a sad situation in that series, just hadn't been very good. I hadn't watched the hockey, so I don't want to make that comparison.
Yeah, we're not doing
Gabe's going to do that in the next show and all that. I'm not doing that, but I do think the entertainment level has been pretty rough all the way around. Did you know Colin Kaepernick worked out for the Raiders?
No, I didn't know that. How old is Colin Kaepernick now, man? It might be time to give up the ghost, man.
Give up the ghost?
Not literally die, but give up the ghost of his NFL career.
Damn, man.
I'm sorry, man.
Harsh.
That window is kind of past.
Cap, sorry, buddy.
Man.
Cap.
I mean, Kaepernick was in the Super Bowl, 10 years ago?
Might be time to give up the ghost. This man, put him in the ground.
His career goes.
God.
He is 34.
34, man. That's
no.
what, 11 years younger than Tom Brady?
No, he's going to look.
Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. This man's got a decade left. Legs are fresh.
I don't know about them. His legs definitely are fresh. He played a while.
Yeah, legs are fresh, man. He's feeling good. I mean, come on. Why are you?
It's like saying that a loaf of bread that nobody's ate is fresh. It's been sitting out.
No, it's like putting a loaf of bread in the freezer and then put.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
no,
That
that's
bread
great.
ain't fresh
That
either.
bread is no, that bread is good, man. It's like when you put the cake, your wedding cake in the freezer. You take it out, every year and all that stuff. Yeah, come on, man. That's keeping it fresh.
Yeah, I can't get with y'all. I love to see my boy Cap back in. That was a long time ago when Cap was.
You telling me? Look at the quarterback play. Look at the quarterback play in the league.
Yeah, I can see him getting a job. I just won't be. Let me correct that. I won't be as excited.
But I'm just saying.
I won't be super excited to see Cap back in the league at this point.
From a talent standpoint, man, look,
he probably ain't no worse than nobody. To be honest with you.
You seen some of these bums?
32 jobs, man.
You seen some of these bums they're playing?
Yeah, I have.
Get out of here, man. This is ridiculous. And I as a Washington fan, I know bums when I see them because I see a lot of them.
Yeah, up close.
I've seen them, and I've seen a lot of them. And
like a turnstile.
I know exactly what that looks like. And then there's another one in Carson Wentz.
Woo. Are you okay?
No,
but
I'm not okay.
I meant to ask you about that.
No, I'm not okay.
Okay.
No, I'm not okay at all. There's absolutely no. It's. They gave like a third-round pick. Like they were going to cut him. Like, such a stupid, such a stupid team.
And people still believe that he could get the job done.
I mean, it depends on the job that you're referring to. He can get a job done doing some stuff, but he's not as a starting quarterback. Oh my God, it's all over there. Just makes me sad. And the only way to kind of pump up is to maybe use FanDuel Sportsbook to get going because the NBA playoffs are heating up. You know it, you love it, and you can make every game. Even though these games have been kind of blah, they're a lot less blah when you got money right now. That's for sure. All of a sudden, that piques your interest level quite a bit. You can make every game feel like Game 7 on FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Throughout the playoffs, all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. FanDuel has so many ways to play, and best of all, when you do win, you'll get paid faster than a fast break. I mean, think about some of these games, and you're like, oh, man, I don't know if that's really something I'm interested in. No, this game's kind of boring, blah, 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 whatever. And the fact is that, man, if you just had, same-game parlay going, if you had a, couple of different games, maybe you're looking at the player X, maybe like a Luka is going to score over 35, Steph going to hit 5 threes, stuff like that. All of a sudden, that game is a lot more interesting than it might otherwise be. And all customers can place a no-sweat same-game parlay each week. You'll get up to $20 in free bets if you don't win. New to FanDuel, just download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code BIGHEAD to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. That's promo code BIGHEAD. And if you already have an account, you're all set to bet, no sweat. Either way, you'll get up to $20 in free bets if your same-game parlay during the playoffs doesn't win. It's from FanDuel Sportsbook, an official partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Refund issue is non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet $20 per week. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call Tennessee Redline 1-800-889-9789. All right. So as we continue here on the program, we'll talk a little bit about what we can expect in the next 24 hours. We'll talk a little college football news that is emerging as well. We'll do that when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
You have opinions?
You bet.
Of course you do. Everyone does. Hit us up on the AutoZone listener line, 360-8255, 360-8255.
Hi, folks. Bob Burkheimer for Sunrise Buick GMC Truck. It's our 34th anniversary of Sunrise, and we're celebrating with a sale and savings that are bigger than ever. Over 600 new and used cars and trucks to choose from with huge Sunrise savings. See the entire inventory at sunrisememphis.com. Hundreds of pre-owned vehicles with a lot specializing in cars and trucks under $10,000. Credit not so hot? It's okay. At Sunrise, we specialize in secondary credit and have financing for everyone. New cars and trucks aren't free, but at least they're affordable at the 34th anniversary sale going on now at all Sunrise locations. Covington, Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville.
Belly Acres' motto is City-Fied Farm Fresh. The goal is simple: provide a fun, unique farm-to-table experience for the whole family. Two great locations, Regalia at 6130 Poplar and in Overton Square at 2102 Trimble Place. Overton Square hours Sunday through Thursday 11A to 9P, Friday and Saturday 11A to 10P. Regalia Sunday through Thursday 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Signature burgers are made from 100% grass-fed beef. Sandwiches, salads, and the best milkshakes anywhere. The burgers, so good, like the Daria or the Double Daria, and the melt in your mouth. And you have to try the Voodoo Moo Moo. It is the quality brand the Belly Acres team has developed using grass-fed beef with creative homemade toppings in a fun farm setting right here in the city. The goal at Belly Acres, to become even more sustainable as they grow. In Overton Square and in Regalia, the very best quality available in Memphis, burger shakes and smiles at Belly Acres.
So as you graduate and head out into the world, there's only one thing that you need to know. Hi, this is Jamie from Progressive. Yeah, I can talk now. Progressive protects you 24/7. So, tell me what happened. Oh, I'm sorry, Gene. Can you give me 1 second? Brush out for every meal. Congratulations and thank you. Sorry about that. I'm back. So tell me about this fender bender.
Contact us 24/7 on the phone, online, or on the mobile app. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms.
Like, I don't know. Can you just pick something and order? Yeah, but anyway, where are you at? You don't...
It only takes 2 seconds of distracted driving to become a statistic. You can lose your driving privileges, your vehicle, face jail time, or even lose or take a life. Slow down, Memphis. The life you save may be your own. Brought to you by the Memphis Police Department, Traffic Operations.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand bottled, taste tested, sent to a few friends, then taste tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com.
Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Now, back to Grind Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
My hand, been hearing back 1,000 times.
Who was that, Zach? You have no clue.
Joe Altier?
What? Joe Altier? Did you say that? Joe Altier?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Or that's the guy that sang the song. Excuse me.
Zach don't know.
Your excuse.
Or this is Paul Wright.
Paul White?
Paul White?
Right.
No, Paul White.
Right. You right.
No, Paul White.
Paul White is Paul White.
As in white.
Hey, when Zach
Oh,
tell
shoot.
us what the rest
I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I didn't see the R.
There, because there's no R. You didn't see the R because there's no R.
There's no R there. Zach.
I thought.
Zach.
have my Mandela.
Anyway, tonight, Warriors.
Classic Zach. Oh, I missed him. I missed my boy over here.
Oh, I heard Zach do that one time with Greg and Eli too, but they sound a lot more disgusted with him than we do.
Yeah.
It was something like Zach had supposed to play a cue, like the show opened with some kind of music, and they wanted Zach to play it again, but it didn't come off like it did the first time.
Kirby Smart about to sign a long-term extension with Georgia that would make him among the highest-paid coaches in the FBS. I mean, you're the champ. I don't know why you wouldn't be the highest or right up there. He agreed to let's look at this pitiful amount of money that he's making right now. 7-year, $49 million. I mean, it's pitiful. Chump change.
Very much so.
What a chump out here.
What a brokey.
hide the money. Kirby Smart's around.
Got Kirby Smart broke ass over here.
So he's going, but because that compensation ranks 6th in the SEC. Behind Nick Saban, nearly $11 million. Brian Kelly, $9.5. Jimbo Fisher, $9. Lane Kiffin, $7.25. And Billy Napier makes more at Florida. Just signed him up. Yeah, Kirby definitely needs to.
Step your game up. Step your money up.
Georgia President Jerry Moorhead said that it will be commensurate with what you would expect compensation to be for a national championship coach. We're close to finalizing those arrangements. I don't think anybody will be surprised. Like him, hate him, like whatever, doesn't matter. Kirby Smart, obviously, if you're going to, whatever the going rate is, he needs to make a lot of money because he's recruiting incredibly. They've won championship, all the stuff that you need somebody to do. He's doing all of it. So, I mean, it's the no-brainer of all, as long as you've got the money. And we could get into the discussion about, is this ridiculous that they spending that much money and should they do all that? And I mean, that's fine. You can, if you want to talk about that, you can. But it just kind of is what it is at this point. Like that's the going rate. That's where we are. That's what's happening. So you like it, you not like it. It don't really matter.
It don't matter.
That's just kind of what it is.
If you're broke, stay at home.
And a lot of people happen to be broke.
Yeah.
And they are probably going to go ahead and stay at home.
We haven't talked about the SEC
baseball playoffs? No, or we haven't?
No, the whole breaking off and having their own tournament.
We have not.
We touched on it, but we ain't really.
No, we have not. It's something that the meetings are ongoing, and they're trying to figure out sort of what to do. But they wield that gigantic stick of power. They are the power brokers, without any question about it. And for them, the whole point of adding, they wanted to help to consolidate that power by adding Oklahoma and Texas, and it certainly did to a degree. You hampered the Big 12 to a major degree, and you added two massive names. Now, performance-wise, particularly Texas, hasn't really matched the name for a long time, but the name is huge, the fan base is huge, all that stuff is legit. From a money standpoint, those are the two that you want. So that means that the SEC's got 16 teams, but if the college football playoffs remains at 4, now all of a sudden you've got 16 teams, including 2 that, especially Oklahoma would like to think that they're in the mix every year to be in the playoff. All of a sudden now that road is a lot harder. What do you do? And if you're Greg Sankey and you have all this power and all this power block of teams, you've won 12 of the 16 college football playoff championships.
And they've been in
there every year, pretty much.
Year.
Yeah, pretty much every year. How do you wield that power? What do you do with it to make sure that you expand, because you want more slots? You want that they thought that they had a done deal to go to 12, and that would have opened up a lot of opportunity for multiple SEC teams every year to make the playoff. Now, it might be 2, but that would be the absolute extent of it. And in the meantime, you've got 16 teams, and these are traditionally, I don't know, probably 8 or 9 of the top 10 recruiting teams, all that stuff, man. It just doesn't work. So do you kind of say, hey, we actually are the best football in the world, or in the outside of the NFL. We're gonna do it. We're gonna show you. Here's what we do. Do you do that? Do you just go ahead and yank it away?
I don't mind the power play at all. When we first brought this up, we were kind of short on time. We still are, really. But when we first brought it up, we were trying to figure what the end game was. But yeah, I kind of see that. That's the kind of flex you make where, look, take this to 16, or whatever number. And yeah, man, like
whatever
I said,
you got to do.
I said this a long time ago. I think college sports would definitely benefit if they made made their product look more like the pros. And I think that just make the playoffs real, man. Make it a real playoff, and try to get as many of the top teams in as you can.
And as we said, they are. I mean, they are pros.
Yeah.
I mean, just be honest. That's what they are. So they need to start acting like it. The other thing, though, for the SEC that you try to think about, how do you when you add those 2 extra teams, Oklahoma and Texas, how do you set up your divisions, and then once you set up your divisions of 2 groups of 8, how do you set up conference scheduling?
Right.
You know, if you've got like only, to me, having only 8 games, 8 conference games is, I don't think you can do that. I think you got to go to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I like the idea of having 3 rival games that sort of, you're always going to have those every year. And then between the others, you have the other 6 games that are kind of irrespective of division almost. But if you do that, then you would guarantee that everybody who stayed for 4 years would be able to play home and away against everybody else.
Yeah.
You would get, because you would get at least, everybody would get at least one shot at everybody else. I like that, but I mean, they got to do something, man. They got to do something different because you're going to have too many lopsided schedules, too many times when it's not really going to be fair. You have too many times when it's not going to make a lot of sense. I don't know. I think I want to see that. I'd like to go to a 9 game. If you're going to go ahead and do that, you might as well pull up the drawbridge and just be as insular as possible.
Just do it. And I agree with that. I like that proposal as well. I just think college football needs to kind of we talked about this yesterday with college basketball. You need to tweak a couple things. I think the whole not super conference, but like a super league thing is about to come too. Anything that can, like I say all the time, I hate to simplify it like this, but whatever can bring college football video games back.
Well, that's coming.
I'm down.
It's coming. It's going to be there. It's going to happen within 2 years.
Probably so.
So yeah, I think that's.
You talking like something's already official? You ain't heard nothing.
No, no. They've already said it's coming back.
For real?
24, I think.
Oh, okay. I'm with it. You know I'm with it.
I know you're with it. And I approve of it. I appreciate it. Coming up next, Gabe and Brett have you with Sports Time. Everybody have yourself a great Thursday.